Israel has blocked the entry of all humanitarian aid into Gaza as it demands Hamas agree to a US plan for a ceasefire extension. In the first phase of a truce deal mediated by Egypt, Qatar and the United States expired on Saturday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said Hamas was refusing to accept a temporary extension proposed by the Donald Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff. A Hamas spokesperson said blocking supplies to Gaza was cheap blackmail and a coup on the ceasefire agreement and urged mediators to intervene. The ceasefire deal halted 15 months of the fighting between Hamas and the Israeli military, allowing the release of 33 Israeli hostages for about 1,900 Palestinian prisoners and detainees. The internationally mediated ceasefire plan, originally proposed by the Joe Biden, envisages 3 stages. The first phase came into effect on the 19th of January and expired on Saturday. Negotiation on phase 2 meant to lead a prominent ceasefire and a permanent ceasefire that also the releases of the remaining living hostages and the withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza were due to have started weeks ago, but have largely not begun. Also, the phase 3 is meant to result in the return of all remaining bodies of dead hostages and the reconstruction of Gaza, which is expected to take years. Hamas has previously said it will not agree to any extension of phase 1 without guarantees from the mediators that phase 2 would eventually take place. As the first phase of the deal expired on Saturday, Netanyahu's office said Israel had agreed to Witkoff's proposal for the ceasefire to continue for about 6 weeks during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan and Jewish Passover periods. If at any end of the period negotiation reached a dead end, then Israel would reserve the right to go back to the war. Also, Witkoff has not made his proposal public. According to Israel, it would begin to release half of all the remaining living and dead hostages. Witkoff is said by the Israel to have proposed a temporary extension after becoming convinced that more time was needed to try to bridge the difference between Israel and Hamas on condition for ending the war. A statement from the Netanyahu's office said, with the end of phase 1 of the hostages deal and in light of the Hamas refusal to accept the Witkoff's outline for continuing talk to which Israel agreed, Prime Minister Netanyahu has decided that off on the morning all the entry of the goods and supplies into the Gaza Strip will cease. Israel will not allow a ceasefire without the release of our hostages. If Hamas continue its refusal, there will be further consequences. We'll have to see how the issues unfold in a couple of more days and weeks.